Hello. Hi. My name is Nelli, and I'm a developer in LifeHire. Today, I'm going to tell you a story. There are not going to be any knights or princesses, but the team who overcome a lot of obstacles and learn things. So here we are, newly hired team, whose purpose to deliver new integrations to existing platform. And because we're cool kids, we don't really want to spoil existing monolith. We want to deliver it in the cloud. And to make things easier, the rest of the team actually in Perth, and we're in Melbourne. So we built our feature. We were very confident about that. Because, tests are green, all click-through works, everything working, product owner is happy. Like, what could go wrong, really? So we released it. There were, couple tickets in support, but there are always couple tickets in support after each release. People complain about their favorite green button, not that green anymore, and then moved a little bit. However, overnight, number of tickets in support rise in geometric progression. And slowly, but surely, we realized we fucked. Why that? Well, because we did our first cloud implementation, we had some experience, but I couldn't say we have a lot. So we found ourselves with little Lambda constellation here, few containers there, and a lot of queues all over. And we had no idea what is going on there. This is literally me. My stress level was so high, I couldn't sleep in it. And there was a lot of pressure from the business, a lot of pressure from support. They literally just harassed me. And I constantly need to do some data fixes right in production just to keep up with all these tickets. What we did, we started debugging, what is going on. And as you may know, debugging in a distributed system, not exactly the same as debugging in monolith locally, right? Sure, I can, run stuff locally, but environment slightly different, and not all services available, and those that available not behave the same way. And to be honest, it works on my machine. I don't know why it doesn't work in production. So we panicked and did the most simple and dirtiest way we could find. We start logging stuff. It's get there, and it's get there, it didn't die till there. So we logged every single available data, a lot of stuff, really. It took us about a week to fix and find and fix most, problematic pain points, and another week to release, because we still have a great dependency of this monolithic platform, and it requires some timing releases. By the end of this process, we had a post-implementation review meeting. And I can say that was really, really sad meeting. The morale of the team was so low, never been that low. They've been sitting in this meeting with these gray faces because they've been working overtime and still not confident it's going to work, and shaking on people talking to them because there's another problem. And I thought we're going to be out of the building next week if we don't, recover from that. The result of this meeting were 3 actions. First, we need to know what is going on. If there is a problem, we need to know that before support, and ideally before customer. And it needs to be in real life. We need to know right now. Second one, logs. Logs a mess. We're logging way too much than we needed. And there is no correlation ID or any way to track requests. So we're polluting ourselves with these logs. And also I found the interesting thing, we are logging multiple error entities in our logs for one actually event. Imagine seeing 100 errors in production. But when you look closer, there are two users who click their button 5 times and invoke a chain of components and events, and the last event is fail, last component, and every single component in this chain is logging an error. And the useful error all the way in the end, but there are 100 of them. The last one, because we have such a high dependency of the monolith, our business logic spread all over integration platform and in the monolith. So we need to extract as much as possible out so we can deploy when we need it, not when it monolith need it. So we start implementing this. This is a first cut of our monitoring dashboard. I'll tell you a little bit about our feature. From the point of view of the user, it's very simple. They need to do an assessment. They press a button, Windows pops, they fill the form, they press the save button, we got the results. From our point of view, it's a little bit more complicated because it's not only our plumbing, but we don't provide an assessment. Assessment been provided by third-party system. So we not only need to handle our problems, we need to handle problems of the other system. So this dark blue bar indicates number of assessments requested, and the light blue bar indicates how many people actually finish the assessment, how many results we get. You can see those numbers not really correlated because some people just request their assessment and don't finish it, or request an assessment and finish it in a few days. But somehow they can correlate it, right? And it's indicate our system actually healthy. So things happening, some like reasonable amount of people able to do stuff. The bottom charts indicate errors, and I'll come back to this scary green thing. We released another patch in a few days. And as soon as we released, this green thing started rising. And it was really, really scary because I see it in real life. It's like tuk, 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 tuk. We reverted straight away back. I just want to note that our original release, it took us days to realize there is actually a problem. In this case, it took us a few minutes. So we make our system usable in 4 minutes. There won't any support tickets logged. We know exactly where is the problem right now because our logs are now clean and we see exact the problem. And we know how many people affected, so we know size of the problem. And we can release a data patch or like send an email to ask them to try again. Also, I noticed few improvements outside of our delivery process, right? Because we put this beautiful dashboard in our team screen, management, like other people, business people, start looking at this. And because people usually visual, they like things happening, and they're happening in real life. So it's allowed them to think about us as, we're not relaxing, we're actually working, right? And it's, recover our reputation a little bit. Then I noticed product owners start crowded around this dashboard and pointing fingers and numbers and base their, business decision on these numbers. And other teams start, that's interesting concept, yeah? We can use it, and start building their own monitoring dashboards. So we increase reliability of our system altogether. So what all we learn from this? That's the most important part when you're thinking about distributed system and a cloud system. It's system thinking. I think this is how to explain best. It's ability to see consequences of your actions, how all your components talk to each other, how they interact together, and how things gonna unfold over time. Developers, they tend to focus on small, business logic parts. And it's all right. as soon as there is at least one person who, understands system as a whole and able to understand what's going to happen if you change the contract for one component. That was our great policy. Everything is going to work as we expected, or every single component like up and works. No, not true. But I'm not only talking about exception handling. There are also how we're going to notify users something goes wrong. Because operation is synchronous, how we're going to deliver it in a synchronous way. So that's more product thinking and planning rather than coding problem. How our system or our customers going to recover from the problems. So those things need to be planned ahead because when you start coding, it's already too late. Engineering practices, and it's more like engineering culture, thinking not only when you write the code, but what's going to happen with your code later. What type of people going to, look after that? So imagine somebody gonna write code, fix code after you, and she's probably doesn't know much about your feature, and she's under pressure to fix stuff. So you need to think about that. There's a few things which can help you. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. I thought there are comma in between, but no. It's about, don't please write, elegant and super smart algorithm if you don't need to. Keep it small, give it good name so everybody can just read it as a book, not like you don't need to go all for these things. Yagna, you aren't gonna need it. I'm surprised how many people just don't know about that. And those who knows just don't use it. People start writing, super extensible code which, cover for every single assumed problem. Just solve your problem and move on. That's about dashboard and alerts. They give you a great overview of how your system behaves right now, and they give you very short feedback loop. You remember when we released and something, goes wrong, we know straight away. So it gives you confidence and peace of mind. Proactive monitoring. If there is no error, it doesn't mean everything works. It just means maybe a component is down. So it's very nice to have somehow to be able to check the health of your components. Those type of things very hard to design in production, and there is no recipe, universal recipe to solve that, and need to be looked at case by case. Things gonna break. They're not necessarily gonna break tomorrow. They may break in 6 months, and developers may already leave organization or be in a different project. So there should be documentation. There should be architectural diagrams. Remediations, risks, pain points, even who's the best domain knowledge for this feature, who's the contact for integration. I couldn't say we solve all our problems. We're still working on them. However, those learnings are now part of our process and become our second nature. I really like how people start talking about how we're going to structure our logs, what metrics are important, how we're going to present errors, how we're going to handle it, even before actual implementation. So it's a planning stage activity. And also, last piece of wisdom from me. For journeys like that, it is very important to stop and look back and analyze what has been done, how you can fix it, so you can convert these failures to success. Thank you very much.